Hello! Hello everyone! Welcome back to our Of course the emergency announcement cuts me off. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? I genuinely wish you could turn that off, but you can't. So, fun. Anyway, welcome back to the PSO2 stream. We are doing this earlier than the last few days. It's not 5 a.m., it's midnight, which is a bit better for me. It means I don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. to do a PSO2 stream. Aim of today is to clear episode 1. We don't have that much left. Maybe get started on episode 2, which means we get to meet one of my favorite characters. Well, another one of my favorite characters. I've decided to use the cafe as my base because it's less lag intensive, less latency intensive, less lag heavy than the main gate is. So, So yeah, I'm just sitting here having a wrappy cake and some tea. They actually like randomize what you get every time you sit down. Like, here's beer. This is a tea set I was trying to get before we started, but it just didn't want to appear. Anyway, let's continue. So, we've been to the cafe before, briefly, but you can like do all the stuff, all the regular stuff. You can buy items, you can do the quests over here, you can pick up daily quests there. So you can basically do the most important stuff just from here, which is nice. It means you don't have to deal with all of the bad lag of the main gate. So we're continuing the story quests, episode 1. So last night, this morning, we ended by clearing an area. Which area did we clear, actually? It wasn't... It was the ruins. It was the ruins that we cleared, yes. The ruins, we fought Gamera, which isn't called Gamera in this game. And like some tiny ARX operative, a girl, had helped out the researcher who discovered that there's something strange going on this planet, Navarius. And I think that's where we were, so let's continue. The height difference. This fucking height difference. Like, she's meant to be short, but I'm also just so fucking tall that it's just like beautiful. Like, you can stack two of Sarah to reach my height. My cat, Levy, insists on opening up the door that I'm trying to keep closed, even though she has no interest in staying on the other side of it, which is, great. Lots of help you were. Wait. Okay, look at her midriff. She has a little belly window there on her clothes. What is that supposed to be? Like, I think that's supposed to be her belly button, but it doesn't look like a belly button. I'm not sure how well you can see it on the stream, but like, it's like arrow-shaped? It's very odd. She's human, right? Like, it's not a cast thing. She's clearly not a cast. I don't see any pointy ears, so she's definitely human. Why is her belly button so strange? That's gonna bug me so much now. Anyway. I like her design though. Belly button aside. Okay. Regius, Clarice Grace, and Mysterious character. Okay, well, let's just go through them. If I'm going to notify you, I probably need to, like, know who you are. So you're not gonna give me any contact information. How am I supposed to notify you, Red? Girl! This isn't how... ARC's officers. Oh, I forgot to turn on my additional lamp. I can do that now, though. There we go. Yay! Light. Hello, Andrea. Yeah, that doesn't sound suspicious at all. For once, a good shot of my character. Well, I've made this character in, like, the God Eater games, Code Vein, and Final Fantasy 14 at one point. So that's, like, she does appear now and then, so it would make sense if he's familiar to you. Why do you have a big unicorn horn? Like, not like shaming it at all. It's cool. I just like, is there a practical reason for that, or like, is it just there for decoration? Okay, we're getting personal. Again, which one? There are several. Just give me a hair color. I can identify them with hair colors. Like, there's the red-haired one. There's the blue-haired one. There's the black-haired one. There's these two. And they come in pairs, so it's easy to identify. Like, you can say something to help me figure out which girl you're talking about. Because all the girls are short in this game. Yeah, I'm a shithead, I know. I guess they haven't actually explained what the Council of Six is yet, so... yeah. You were the one just like itching to blow me up like a few seconds ago. Again, height difference. So I've seen some other people talk about the PSO2 story that are like people who are like new to it, and they are not impressed. Specifically because it's just awkward vignettes of story bits, and it's like, yeah, I know, right? It's almost like it would have made way more sense and worked much better if these cutscenes happened in the environment when you walked through them and did stuff. I seriously don't know why the fuck they like just did this. And it's even worse now because we only have the gutted story. We don't even have episode 4 yet. So it's like... it feels like sabotage. Hey, you're not supposed to say that part, yeah. The trio heroes. Don't believe I've heard of them. Ah, the 3 of the 6, because we couldn't just have the 6. Oh, I wonder if she just somehow won't remember who the third one is. Maria and Sarah. Have we met Maria yet? I don't think we have. Yeah, we haven't met Maria yet. I think there's 2 PSO2 characters named Maria. Maybe I'm mixing up another character, but I think that there appears in like episode 5 another character named Maria. It's odd. Well, I have no reason to be standoffish. Yeah, I don't buy that this happened in 40 years. You mean to tell me that all these ruins got overgrown in 40 years? Bakamusume. Dummy disciple. I don't know if I feel like that conveys what she said. It was like foolish maiden, basically, is what she called her. Okay, she's doing alliterations. I'm guessing that there's some wordplay in Japanese that I don't pick up on that they have replaced with alliteration. Problem is that, like, yeah, okay, oh no, Arcs lied, and now I learned a bit of the truth, but it's like, my character has no fucking reason to care. I don't have any ties to this. Like, they have not, like, actually introduced Arcs and how it should matter to us as an organization at all. It's kind of a big flaw, actually. You have all these NPCs that's like, oh, this is so important to us, and it's like, I'm just here as a player character, like, yep, I have no idea what you're talking about. Because no one explains anything or give details on anything to my character. I mean, the person, Andrea, know a bunch, but me, the character, Scarlet, it's basically just like being pointed in directions, and that's about it. I literally had no choice. Yes, we should change partner. That was odd. The previous text box automatically moved on. This one doesn't. Oh yeah, right. So I have something to show you all. I have got myself a weapon camo. And this is it. Actual rollerblades with rainbow trails. Even better, the weapon camo. Its name, Hyper Night Parade. We're having a Pride Parade in PSO2 right now. Oh yeah, according to the auction house at least, this is the only weapon camo for Yet Boots. Yet Boots. So it's good that it's the best weapon camo at least, so, you know, there's that. But I don't know why they don't have more. Like yeah, rollerblades was one pretty obvious thing to do, but like, you could think of other things to do with it. Yeah, Yet Boots is just like the most mobile weapon type. And I specifically pick out attacks that are like wide and large, that just goes all over the place, because it's how I like to play. Okay, how do I fix this thing? Seems I can't just punch it better. I guess I can't fix it. Fair enough. Oh, but I can fix this one? Confusing. Why didn't my... Oh, I don't have any photons, that's why I can't. Or photon points, rather. Honestly, one of the things I genuinely really like about PSO2 is just the wide variety of combat options, and how like they're all super fancy. Like even if you just play the game like a third-person shooter as a ranger, you still just get this like really awesome anime-esque feel from the combat. But yeah, this is by far the most chaotic and fast-paced and just out there of the combat options. Especially if you play like me and just constantly use the shift key to do the special trick moves. Hello, Audrey.
地震にしてはなんか変だな。何か奥底でうごめいてるような揺れ方だ。
うごめいてるって何が？ちょっとゼノ。
要するにですね。ここは危険ということです。
いつの間にそこに？
ああ、すみません。驚かそうとしたわけじゃないんです。
That fucking outfit.
そう警戒しないでください。あなたたちと同じ。
That's an amazing outfit. I'm not invulnerable when spinning. I do dodge most damage, but splash damage I do not dodge while spinning like that.
おいおい、冗談だろ。あんたがただのアークスだったら俺たちはどうなっちまうんだ？なあ、六芒金庫のさ、カスラさんよ。
六芒金庫ってアークスの一番上の？
私のことをご存知なら話は早いですね。六芒金庫の一人として早急に引くことを推奨します。脅してはなく本気で。と言って一人で済むというのが六芒金庫として正しい対処だとは思うんですけどね。こうしてお会いできたのも何かの縁。よろしければご同行願いませんか？
You should all leave. Why don't you join me?
しかしいいのか。六芒金庫
Zeno, shut up.
大したことありませんよ。私は情報収集専門。戦いは増えたです。ですからどうか貸し付くことなく一アークスとして応対してください。私の知ることも3つ柄説明させていただければと思います。どうやらのんびりと話している時間もなさそうだな。一緒に行くしかないか。助かります。皆さんよろしくお願いしますね。
I'm like biting my tongue because I don't want to risk spoil stuff. But I think we have only really met. Hold on, let me just feed my mag real quick. There we go. I think we have only really met the 1 through 3 of the 6 so far, right? We met Regius. We met I'm not even gonna try and pronounce her name. The shithead girl. It's like Krauser. I forget the name. It's complicated. And we met Kasra. Did we meet anyone else from the Council of Six already? That has like said that they're from the Council of Six. Oh, Maria. Right, Maria. We met Maria. I forgot about that. literally just happened, yet somehow I forgot. So 4. We met 4 out of the 6. Now I'm trying to remember which. Like I know one of the 2 we haven't met, or rather that haven't. I know one of the 2 that are left there, but I'm not sure who the other one is. It's been a while, and since I don't really, since I basically like stopped interacting with Phantasy Star stuff following the 30th anniversary. I haven't really been browsing the wikis and such either much lately. So my memory is very hazy and incomplete right now. Ouch. There we go. The this spin thing, I'm assuming it's the spin thing you meant earlier. That one does not make me vulnerable. It does let me dodge regular attacks, but anything that has like an area effect, splash damage kind of thing, it will still hit me. That is very useful to avoid like just some of the more direct hits and just doing lots of damage at the same time because, well, you do. Bounces are pretty frail in terms of defense, so we don't really take many hits before we're fucked. But we have like widespread damage as a way of compensating for that, essentially. And we can do this, which is just literally just the best. This is the trick key. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know what it's actually called, but I'm calling it the trick key. And every attack also has a trick form, so you can like bust out of it. Like in the middle of an attack, you can like bust into a trick move. It's great. And of course, they have double jump. Everyone loves the double jump. Like jet boots are just best. Like they're objectively, they have all the things that matter. And then there's me who like, because my first special move, photon move, is that the big boost forward and kicking the shit out of someone. It means that if you don't care about wasting PP, you can literally just move this way. And that's me failing to show what I was going to show off. You can literally just like move like this and move much faster than you're supposed to. Whee! Whee! Oh, the tree got in the way. I am so annoyed, by the way, that they didn't do a retake on that voice line, because the voice actor clearly says distraction and not destruction. And like, yes, I know, Japanese voice actor, yes, but like, when the word you're saying sounds more like the wrong word, you should probably do a retake. And it's been 8 years, and no, it's still distraction. And distraction and destruction are 2 very different things. We destroy the base. Ah.
してこんなにダーカーが。
まったくだ、キリがね。おい、カスラさんよ。ここで一体何が起ころうとしてるんだ。私としても伝聞の知識ですが、40年前にこのナベリウスで何が起こったか。
Wait. We learned that there was a showdown 40 years ago. There was a big battle that the arcs covered up. Yes, we learned about the fall spawn energy. The name Dark Falls has not been dropped. We haven't learned that name. Have we? I'm fairly certain not anyone has actually mentioned Dark Falls yet. Did that happen in one of the things that got cut when they moved this to, you know, just these vignettes? Because that's super odd. Because I've been waiting for Dark Falls to be mentioned in the story so I can talk about that name, because that name is fascinating. I guess I will do it now. So, Dark Falls is the recurring villain of the Phantasy Star series, going back all the way to 1987 with the first game. And almost every Phantasy Star game, not all of them, but almost every Phantasy Star game has Dark Falls as a villain, as the final villain, and it tends to be a physical manifestation of all the evil and dark energy in the universe, essentially. So, the Japanese name is in katakana, so it's meant to be an English word, and it's written Daku Farsu. And when they were localizing the first Phantasy Star, they assumed that this was a typo, and it was meant to be Forsu. So it became Dark Force. That made sense. It's the Dark Force of the universe. It made perfect sense. So Dark Force was the name of the big villain in Phantasy Star 1, 2, 3, and 4. But that turns out that was not actually the word the Japanese people at Sega were going for. Or, I mean, it might have been initially, but when Phantasy Star 4 released in Japan in 1993, they published English names alongside a bunch of characters and, well, things in the game. And it was either the strategy guide or one of the art books or something like that. And of course, Dark Force was there. Dark Pharisee was there. And it's apparently, according to Phantasy Star 4, it's meant to be Dark Phallus. And yes, written exactly the way you expect it, Phallus. Dark Phallus. Now, the problem here is that none of the Dark Force, Dark Pharisee villains in these 4 games have been phallic. Why would they call the villain Dark Phallus? It's the strangest name. And we don't know. But that's apparently what it's supposed to be. This is Dark Phallus. But then when Phantasy Star Online came out in 2000, and basically a lot of terminology got just remade in the English release, they changed it, so it was no longer Dark Force in English, it was Dark Falls. Which, you know, making it a made-up word is probably better than localizing it as Dark Phallus. But I mean, that name is so amazing, though. Like, because someone Like, either that was the actual intent of the name, it was meant to be phallus, and they thought, they had some reason behind it, or, this is also possible, the person at Sega who was putting together this book with all the English version of the names basically took the katakana for Faruzu and was like, okay, that in English is phallus. That's the closest word to it. That must be it. And didn't bother asking anyone because, why would you? And just put it there and canonized it as Dark Phallus. It's. I wish it looked like Marvel. No, like, it's just like. Do I have. Oh, I don't. I don't have. I don't think I can show it through. Maybe the manual for this. Maybe the manual for this has like an illustration. If we're lucky. It's the only original Phantasy Star game I have with me right now. But I don't think it does. It does not, sadly. It's basically just like a big blue monster, like a humanoid monster, except there's no legs, because it just flies in space. It's a big hulking blue monster with red eyes. And, like, there's nothing phallic about it. But I don't know why it's Dark Phallus. Uh, but it's one of my favorite little, like, factoids about Phantasy Stars is the fact that, like, yeah, this name, we still don't know what the actual intent of this name was, but it might have been Dark Phallus. It might have been Dark Force. It might have been a made-up word. It might have been something else. Who knows? My friend suggests that maybe it was meant to be like Dark Fallacy, because, like, that sort of fits the theme, but we don't know. We just don't know, because most of the people who worked on the original Phantasy Star game, apart from, like, Kodama Rieko and some of the other ones, are no longer at Sega, like, smaller name devs that don't really get to be in interviews and stuff like that. So as far as I'm aware, no one's actually like just asked the original Phantasy Star developers about the name. Like a hunter from Resident Evil. Yeah, it's like a hunter from Resident Evil, except it's blue and it doesn't have legs. I'm gonna go close the door before we continue because the cat opened it, so I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so I guess we will say a showdown with Dark Falls, even though we don't know that term yet.
あなたはお調べになられていたようですね。そう、ダークファルスとの決戦。
Dark Falls.
40年前、この惑星で初代レギアス、初代クラリス・クレイス、初代カスラがダークファルスを撃退したのです。
Okay, no, yeah, right. Claes Claes was the current Claes Claes is the second, right? I was about to say she is not over 40 years old, but like no, he's the second, right?
ダークファルス。
Hearing it pronounced in Japanese, Farasu, doesn't really lend credence to the phallus thing. But it's also possible Sega's just embarrassed about that and is trying to avoid it.
どういうことだよ。この惑星にダーカーが出始めたのはつい最近のことだろう。それは嘘です。
そんなアークスが嘘をついていたというの？
Government would never lie.
ええ、そうですよ。ダーカーの侵略がなく安全な惑星と偽ることで注目をそらす。そうすればごく普通のアークスはこの惑星に価値を見出さず近寄ることが少なくなる。ゲせねえな。そんなことして何の意味がある。ここに何を隠してるんだ。 アークスを支える虚構がここには隠されているんですよ。ダークファルスは倒せるもの。そうアークスに信じ込ませるための決定的な証拠を隠している。
So Dark Falls. I'm just somehow I'm mixed up English and Japanese pronunciation there. So Dark Falls. I guess we're supposed to just consider Dark Falls as common knowledge already, but like the opening bit telling us about arcs and all this stuff didn't tell us about Dark Falls. That's what I mean, like this game is very odd in its storytelling now, and I mean it was always pretty odd in its storytelling, but it's worse so now than it used to be. Like, I feel like anyone who goes into this without a lot of previous Phantasy Star knowledge is going to just be left deeply confused. I keep accidentally pressing shift before space instead of the opposite on that, which means that I do my backflip attack, which is not what I meant to do. It's starting to get really warm and summery now, which makes wearing headphones really uncomfortable. I should get some like in-ear headphones for that. And you brought the peanut gallery with you. I'm reading it aloud again because the subtitles are so small. Get him, Holt! What the hell are you doing here? I'm on a picnic. The hell you are! Did you cause all that rumbling? Ah, shut your whiny mouth before I shut it for you. You done yet, Sheena? It won't be much longer, sir. That's the Clarissa. How? It was said to be lost. And ownership has already been transferred? That doesn't make... Oh wait, it all makes sense now. The seal coming apart and... If the seal is broken, we're all done for. You have to keep her and Clarissa apart. I'm not letting that happen. See? Things are about to get real fun. You feel it, don't you? The evil in the air, sharp as a knife, like it could slice you open. Exciting, isn't it? Get them out! Have you gone mad? Wasn't he always? Shut your trap, Zeno! I didn't go anywhere! I've always been mad! That's my favorite reply to "Have you gone mad?" I haven't gone anywhere! Oh my god! Hello. Didn't go anywhere. Oh. That was fast. The game is very odd about when it wants to use the, like, cinematic format. Wahaha! Yes, this is going to be fun. I hate this dude. I really hate this dude. Berserk lunatic! You won't be able to take all four of us on. Hey Sheena! You finished yet? It's going to take just a bit longer. Is that so? Say, Sheena. You'd do anything for me, wouldn't you? Of course, sir. Happy to hear it. Now then, if you don't mind, die for me. I don't need to translate that part. Hold on there, Zeno. What are you so worked up for? How could you do that? You'd kill your own friend.
でもハルト様シーナは
Was I of no use to
役に
you,
立てました
sir? You sure were, Sheena. With this, the preparations are complete.
まさか
I don't mean, this is how you plan to do it? You know, we could have rushed in to stop this at any point.
なんだこの
This violent flow of photons. He's come to resurrect Dark Falls. Precisely. Now come forth, Dark Falls. I've heard you're the strongest being in the universe. Show me your power. You used to take everything from me, and now I want to see it with my own eyes.
力を俺に見せやがれ
And then I'm going to destroy you, slaughter you, rip you to shreds.
俺が殺して殺して殺してやる
What? What the hell? Damn it. You got to be kidding me with this nonsense. I mean, that's me with Phantasy Star Online 2 every day, man. Like, seriously.
ふざけんじゃねえぞてめえゲッテマハルトダメです
Any closer, you get snatched up
あ
too.
なたも取り込まれます取り込まれる
You knew about this, Casserole.
おいカスラさんよあんた何を知ってるんだ先ほどの
Allow me to conclude my tale from before. 40 years ago, Arx managed to beat Dark Falls back, but never actually defeated it.
ことはできませんでした
All we could do was seal it away. We lied and said the enemy had been beaten, but all we did was keep it sealed away on this remote
この
planet.
辺境の惑星に封印し続けてきました
We lied and said Arx operatives would believe that Dark Falls could be killed.
全員に信じ込ませるために
What are you saying? That means the monument
あ
was...
の石碑には
Dark Falls was sealed away, and that secret was supposed to keep for the rest of time, but now it's broken. It's very simple, like, I'm not sure what they're not getting. Damn it all to hell, what's going on?
そうなってやがるんだクソが
You weren't supposed to hop inside of me! Dark Falls shares the same essential properties as the False Spawn. In short, it's able to corrupt other organisms and assume their shape. Yeah, so this is actually something I believe unique to PSO2's version of Dark Falls. It kind of,
俺が
yeah. Oh, do not fight it. Give in. And now we are one. Oh, it's been far too long. The air is so sweet. The sky is such a fine azure. Azure. I'm never sure how to pronounce that word. All of creation will be a part of my war. Forgive me. I know how long a wait it has been. You're not Gettemholt. Who the hell are you? Have you not paid any fucking... I am the being known as Elder the Gargantuan. Darkfall's Elder, yeah, he has said it.
ダークファルスエルダー
Okay. This time around, my vessel's body is as bloodthirsty as I am. Rejoice, people of Arx, for your death shall herald my coming. Is this really the boss music we're going with? There we go. Ouch. Okay, so yeah, this is actually kind of, I believe this is unique to the PSO2 version of Dark Falls, but I will fully admit I'm not super well read and into the universe era of Phantasy Star. The whole, it's like an evil being that takes over the body of someone and becomes them. It's never really had that kind of specific body snatcher style thing going on before. At least not from what I can remember. I might be wrong, but that's very much a thing in the PSO2 version. To the point where, honestly... Oh, we're done? Oh. Okay. To the point where several people become Dark Falls throughout the story going on. Get them halt now having become Dark Falls, and other people will become Dark Falls as well. One of them has been spoiled by the announcement system, who will tell you it happily while you're still in the tutorial of the game. Oh, so now we're back to text bubbles. I thought they worked pretty well. Oops.
しに心折れた状態じゃ足手まといだって言ってんだよ。頼む、俺が時間を稼いでる間にせめてその二人だけでも。私もいますよ、ゼロさん。So, I've been long since I played this, and I'm pretty sure I will be disappointed by saying this, but they better give me a shot of my character carrying Sheena, princess style, running away. I'm sitting here ready to print screen when it happens. It's not gonna happen. Oh, what are you doing? If you're going to animate the scene, just have us pick her up. What? How is that the good way to go about this? Yeah, let's just like slide her body with her feet across the ground, I guess. So, I guess this is as good a time as any, as
to get into the kind of racist implications, or not implications, but visuals at play here. I really don't like how you have Gettemholt, who's already plenty evil on his own. Like, I fucking hate that dude. But like, you have Gettemholt become corrupted by the Dark Force, the Dark Falls. And what happens? In his transformation, he gets dark skin to look more evil. This is, this is a recurring issue in media where dark skin is seen as more brute, more evil, and Japan has a major problem with it. It's yeah, I mean it's indefensible for starters, but it always makes stuff awkward. Like, for example, I was watching an anime I really enjoy, Princess Connect, uh, re something. I forget Redive, Princess Connect Redive, and it's a fun enough show. But I think in like the third or fourth episode, there's like this big brutal, like angry, uh, bad guy that comes in and it's like big and fat and strong and it's like being rude and everything. And he's basically to date the only black character in the show. And like it's that show is airing right now. It's 2020. And you see it here as well. It's not good. It's really not good. I really hate how common the whole brute character, evil character, someone turns evil. Let's just make them have darker skin. Let's make them look black. That approach, it's the worst. And I don't know. I just wanted to say that because I knew this was coming, and it's a big issue I have with an otherwise really cool design. I mean, you don't often get villains with hot pink hair. Here you do, but yeah, I wanted to get that said at least. It's unfortunate, and it bothers me greatly. Anyway, let's move on.
お褒めの言葉ありがとうよ。じゃあまあ、一丁踏ん張ってみるかね。参ります。
We're still just sliding her along there. Oh, wow, FMV. So yeah, this is Dark Falls. This is Dark Falls Elders true form, I guess is the right way to put it. It's actually a raid. I actually killed this thing earlier today. But yeah, we'll be doing that. So that was like when the raid. After that's when the raids are supposed to take place. The raids that you can do long before you get to that point. The lighting is very odd here. It keeps blinking. Yeah, look. We successfully routed Dark Falls. We're grateful for your support, Arcs. We can actually go do an Dark Falls raid right now. Is this really the next story? That seems inaccurate. Fair enough. Okay. I mean, if they say so. So yeah, this is Dark Falls Elder. You start by fighting its arms, which are called Falls Arms, which arguably are phallic. So you know, maybe Dark Phallus is accurate. So this is interesting. This is normally a raid. I'm not sure how this raid works now that it's this odd story thing from menu. We still get a 30-second teleporter. Yeah, so this is the false arms. And despite being several, they count as one entity. At least they do in the regular raid. And the camera is not working with me right now. Okay, let me... There we go. That's probably the best I can do with the camera. Yeah, that's the false arms done with. Cool. Okay, I can do it that high. Cool. Where's Dark Falls? Where did Dark Falls go? Oh, we have to teleport. Okay. So they actually they split it in two, like the actual raid too. Okay. I'm just going to give it to Monomates, and you'll have to be happy with that for now. Whee! And now we wait for 30 seconds. This is odd. Like, if they were going to make this like a story instance, first of all, get rid of the 30-second teleporter, and like let us bring like Echo along, maybe. No, this is very odd in my opinion. Oh, that was a bad screenshot. That's a slightly better screenshot. So I'm going to... There we go. I'm going to try and get a cool screenshot for the thumbnail, which is easier said than done. It almost never works. But I want a picture of Dark Falls and me fighting it. If I can't get that, I will probably just use some episode 1 promo art. Yeah, you have to feed it all the time. It's more than 1 hour. I think it's every 30 minutes it gets 100% hungry. I just completely wasted time here because you're just trying to get a cool screenshot. And you know what? If I got one, it's worth it. I never had a Tamagotchi as a kid. I'm the right age for it, like the original ones, but well, I mean, long story short, we were just too poor. like all my friends had them, but like I couldn't afford them. My parents couldn't afford getting me one. Come at me, bro. Ah, shit. Yeah, my friends had Tamagotchis, and like, God, everyone had Tamagotchis, and I really wanted one. I remember my school like banned them after a while because they kept going off in the classrooms because you know they had to be fed and stuff. But yeah, it was like ridiculous. I had a friend whose like mom started taking care of his Tamagotchi when he was at school because the school's banned Tamagotchi, which is like just get a real pet if you're going to take it that seriously. Yay! We killed Dark Falls. It's a little anticlimactic because like we just learned about Dark Falls existing and then we killed it, but you know. Build up. Who needs that? Anyway, here's Hot Pin, Gimmelholt. The first Dark Falls of PSO2. At least two raids, at least two Dark Falls raids are currently in the game. The episode 1, episode 2 one. I don't know if I didn't play episode 3 on Japanese PSO2, so I don't know if Dark Falls is even in that. But yeah. Hello, Alexander. So this is Dark Falls Apprentice. Again, love her design. Her, you know how I talked about the sci-fi tie that Persona had? Hers is even better because it's spiky. Yeah, so this was obvious. As I'm assuming everyone who's been watching from the start figured this out. Because I mean, Persona the Mask had pink hair and the sci-fi tie. Obviously, Persona was also part of it whole. So oh god, I forgot that this is a subtitled, a small subtitled cutscene. I should have been reading out what they're saying because it's impossible to see on YouTube. But basically, it's just the various forms of Dark Falls are here. Like, oh, we're back in action, and then Apprentice had a new body, and Persona the Masked is all new. And essentially, we unleashed Dark Falls on the world. Oops. Yay! Give me that S rank. News of Xeno, The One Left Behind, and oh, we will finally learn about Dark Falls after defeating the first Dark Falls. Okay, yeah, let's get to this.
Oh, 君。
ちょうどいいですね。あなたも聞いていただけますか。ご報告したいのはゼノさんの行方について。
Didn't even know he was missing. No one told me.
かのダークファレスト交代戦闘を続けていた私たちは次第に追い詰められていま
Yeah,
した。
about that, I was able to single-handedly take out Dark Falls Unleashed form, so why didn't you leave me to fight?
そこで彼は賭けに出たのです。私と別れ、ダークファルスを引きつけるように大口。
So I vaguely remember this from the Japanese version. I don't know if Xeno is alive or dead, like if he's if we're going to find him or not. But I remember Echo being like off on her own from here on for a while.
その後の消息はつかめていません。必死で捜索していますが、痕跡もほとんど。
I think she gets a redesign too, but that might be later episode. That might be episode 3.
そうですか。
I should be clear. I haven't played the story of episode 3, but I played during episode 3, and I've seen a lot from episode 3, so I know some of the stuff there, but not all of it.
ダークファルスは明らかに彼を狙っていました。彼はそれを利用したのでしょう。どうしてあそこまで彼に対し固執している
Well,
の？
Get Them Halt was fixated on Xeno, so probably that's why. I mean, if I can figure that out and you can't, why are you on the council?
理由はわかる。元の体がゲッテムハルトだからゼノを執拗に狙ってたのよ。ゼノもそれを分かってたから自分がおとりになるような真似を。
申し訳ありません。私がついていながらこのような事態になってしまうとは。
いいんです。ゼノならきっとそうするって分かってました。それにまだ帰ってきてないだけでそのうちひょっこり帰ってきますから大丈夫ですよ。
はい、そうですね。私もそう信じています。すみません。私はまだ方々への連絡がありますので、これで失礼させていただきます。
どうしたの？私の顔に何かついてる？大丈夫。私は大丈夫だよ。待たされるのには慣れてるしね。それよりもゼノが留守の間は私がその分きっちりしないと。もちろん君も協力。
I don't mind that, but where are you looking? My character was not to the right of you.
よーし、頑張っちゃうぞ。
Alright, time to try and get Sheena out of her awful place.
体は大丈夫です。おかげさまで特に不自由もなく動けるようになりました。
Unscathed, you took a lethal blow to the... whatever.
ですからどうか気になさらず、いずれこうなるだろうということは
Nonsense. Look, I'm already like mothering another NPC from this game. I will easily mother you as well, so you have to shut up and tell me what's going on. Yeah, it's common for abuse victims, honestly. It's like thinking that it's their own fault and that their abuser will eventually go back to the way that they used to be when they weren't abusive, but it's normally not how it goes, and it's not your fault in the end if that doesn't happen. Absolutely not. Does Arx not have a fucking psychiatrist department or something at the medical center? I feel like a lot of people here might need it. Okay, Afin, you're going to teach me about Dark Falls, because clearly you know all about Dark Falls. That old yarn. Okay. This is so awkward. It's like, we're supposed to know this. We're Arx operatives who was trained and taught this. But because we're players and the game hasn't had a like actual natural way of telling us about Dark Falls, we're just going to go to an NPC who also doesn't know things very well and be like, tell me about Dark Falls. Like, we could have asked anyone. Don't we have a boss? Don't we have, like, someone we report? Why don't Hilda? We could have asked Hilda over a comlink. Tell me about Dark Falls so I know what the enemy we're fighting is. But no, we're asking Athen. Okay, sure. Is this his private quarters or something? The name Dark Force came up 4 times and Dark Phallus came up once. Yes, the thing that happened 10 years ago. Oh, okay, we're done. Okay, yeah. Ah, the top 3 of the top 6. What are we doing? Like, that's such an uncomfortable way to sit. Good, I don't. My character's less than 10 years old, apparently. Feels like this is something the intro should have mentioned. I thought we had Clive Clays the second right now. Didn't they say so earlier? Did I get it wrong?
一般市民にも被害が及んでさ、俺の姉ちゃんも。
You have a sister?
あー、すまねえ。そういう話をしてるんじゃなかった。まあそんなところかな。曖昧なところが多いのは勘弁な。なんか思い出せなくてさ。過去の出来事を振り返ってみると。
Like, okay, I will admit I wasn't paying super attention to the intro of the game, but I'm pretty sure the intro of the game only talked about like how they like got interstellar fast travel and how arcs were doing like colonialism. They didn't talk at all about like, oh, the war with Dark Falls 40 years ago, and oh, the big Dark Falls attack 10 years ago. Like, you think if everyone around us know the main villain of the game from before we start playing the game would tell us that before we meet the main villain. That we're clearly supposed to know, because our character got the option to say like, oh yeah, the war against Dark Falls. That was the name drop of Dark Falls, was us saying it. I have so many issues with how this game is written.
ゼノさんはまだやられたって決まったわけじゃないよな。うん、そうだ。行方不明なだけだからな。
Time for some Nagata Megami.
事象は大いなる変化を見せた。それこそはあなたが成し遂げた一つの成就の形だ。たとえそれが望まぬ形であったとしても、あなたが抱く経験で世界はなる。それは修正ではなく、累積に基づきあまたの知識と敵を生むだろう。それでもあなたは己の意志が向くままに進んでほしい。
Tickets. Why is... Did you see that? They pluralized tickets with an X. I'm pretty sure that was a typo. Emergency! Foul spawn detected around the gateway ship. The ship is being pulled in by a strange gravitational force. A disturbance was confirmed in the telepool transmission coordinates. Be ready for the unexpected as you carry out your mission. It's been like 2 minutes. No idea. Oh, no, apparently we do have an idea.
私は依頼できたんではありません。気づいた時にはここにいました。数々の報告にあるように、私自身もまた。
Yes, the various reports heard recently that we definitely have heard of. Just, tell us about them just in case.
私自身がこの場を探していたので、ちょうどいいです。十中八九、ダーカーか、それに準ずる者の仕業であるこの現象、この場所。とはいえ、何の目的で模倣体を生成しているのか、そんなことには興味がありません。私にとっての興味、それはここでかの ダークファルスの目撃証言があったこと。私はその真偽を確かめたい。それだけです。一緒に来ていただけるのなら嬉しいですが、気遣いは無用です。私には気遣われるだけの価値はありません。
Yeah, we really need to get you some professional help when we're done with this. Also, height difference. Oh, actually, this is less of a height difference to some of the other NPCs. Okay, the red is bad. Good to know. I love how I have a daily mission for killing draconians today. So naturally, I've just been killing dark spawns. I mean, false spawns since I started. Oh. There we go. Whee! They've been talking about them? Are you sure? Who are you supposed to be anyway? Ein. Cool. Guess we're going here. Nothing here. Oh, sorry, hiccups. Guess we're going here then. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a conundrum with PS2 right now. I have enough star gems to buy a wedding dress, and they have a black wedding dress on sale today, which would look really cool. But I don't know if SG purchases are account-wide or character-wide, or ship-wide for that matter. I feel that's something that's, you know, technically bought with premium currency, even if I didn't get it from buying specifically. Should be account-wide rather than character-locked, but I haven't been able to get an answer about it. I've asked on Twitter, I've asked people I know who play the game, but no one is able to tell me. So I guess like no one is buying the wedding dress, which is interesting. But yeah, I might just like bite the bullet and buy it, and then I might not be able to use it on my other character, which is a shame. But at least I can use it on the stream, I guess. Although I like the outfit we have.
とても懐かしい感じがします。私がお会いしたばかりのゲッテムハルト様は武田しさこそあれ、そこまで暴力的ではありませんでした。幼かった私の相手もしてくれましたし、他の方から、それこそゼノ様からも。だけどそれを壊したのは私。誰ですか、あなたは。
Well, a replica, obviously.
その姿、私自身。
Sheena, we've already established replicas, remember?
10年前、ダーカー襲撃、ダークファルスアプレンティスの権限、私を守るために、私が出てきたばかりに、出しゃばったばかりに。そんなことない、そんなことは。先に進みましょう。
You're hungry again? Seriously? I can't just feed you everything. Oh, that's so cool. I should have use for all of those. Here, I have 2 monomates. That will have to do for now. I actually don't remember how much is left of episode 1. Like, we have 1 area left. I think. The shrine area. Or the temple area. I'm not sure exactly which word was used for it. Oh, it's Dick Card. Oh, I hope we get to fight another one. I wanna highlight their names. There's not none else here. Maybe if we go over here. Oh, there are no more Dick Cards. Da Carga, Dagacha, Sicoronada. Ah, there's no more Dick Cards. Damn it. That's just such a great name. Yeah, by the way, this is interesting. This game is rated mature, 17 plus. At first I was like, oh, is it because like they're going to actually like bring out all the very sexual DLC maybe? Well, not DLC, but unlockable content maybe? I feel like that wouldn't go over that great, considering just how incredibly raunchy some of it is and just in bad taste and unfitting. Seriously, there's like tentacle there's like tentacle accessories that are specifically designed to look like, you know, non-consensual tentacle intercourse. I'm not sure why I didn't say tentacle rape. It's very awkward. Anyway, turns out that's not why. It's not because of sexual content or anything like that they were preparing for. No, it's because of gambling. It's because you can gamble in the game. I didn't know, actually, that the ESRB was down on that. That they put simulated gambling on, like, mature-only games. It makes me wonder, like, how specific it has to be, because Final Fantasy XIV is not M-rated. But Yoshi P, the director and producer, did mention that if they wanted to add poker, which they considered adding for a while, to the game's casino, they would have had to change the age rating. And I assumed at the time that was like probably like, you know, some European country maybe or something. But like now I'm wondering if maybe America was the reason why. Because like, yeah, sure, this game definitely has simulated gambling. Like I've spent a lot of time at the slots. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure you can't use any real currency at the casino. I think that's literally only virtual currency. Like you can't buy packs of virtual currency for real money or anything like that. Which would mean that even when there's no real life money involved, the ESRB would still classify it as gambling, which is very interesting. Especially considering how like gacha stuff is not classified as gambling, even though it should be. So yeah, that's very interesting to me. Especially because this is a really fun part. Even though PSO2 isn't released in Europe, it does have a PEGI rating, which is probably good considering, you know, you can play it in Europe. The PEGI rating is 12 years and up compared to the 17 and up that the US has. Which would mean that PEGI don't give a single fuck about gambling.
私のまがいものの言っていたこと聞いてましたか？忘れてください。すべては終わったことです。10年前に起こったことも、ゲッテムハルト様が変わってしまわれたことも、全部。私はただ姉さんになりたかった。姉さんのように
Here we go.
なりたかった。また私を守って死んだ。私を守ろうとして。
This game really likes Manpain.
そう私に関わったらみんな死ぬ。だから誰も近づけなかったのに。でも私は嬉しかった。みんな死んでゲッテムハルト様のそばに一人でいられるようになったから。そんなことは姉さんと変わりたかった。姉さんのように変わりたかった。だから私はあの時に、危険と言われたあの時に、黙って。そんなつもりはない。私はゲッテムハルト様にも姉さんにもそんなつもりはなかった。自然と笑ってる二人を見てるのが好きだっただけ。それだけのはず。
Yeah, okay, so this game really loves Manpain. We previously had the Arcs dude who, you know, had the shout, "Here they are! Dickard! Look, it's Dickard!" Yes, I find that incredibly funny. And I mean, it makes sense that they're Dickard. I mean, they are part of Dark Phallus. But yeah, we had like the Arcs dude was like, "Oh, I only became an Arcs operative because of my natural talents, and like my friend really wanted to be one, she couldn't become one, and then like she dies, and like he gets to be all mopey and sad and emo about that." And the whole reason Darkfall's Elder gets unleashed is because Get Them Holt just has to be so over dramatic because Sheena's sister, who was his partner, um, ended up, well, something ended up happening to her, and that's used as the explanation for why he unleashed Dark Falls for revenge, as well as the justification for the way he treats Sheena. Now, well, I can't speak for all of the episodes. Episode 2 was not as bad with that stuff. So that's nice. But episode 1 really loves its Manpain. And it's, I don't think I would mind it that much if you at least, if you just like, at least got the option of like talking to Sheena and like tell her stuff, you know, just basic stuff like, no, you're not at fault. Like, just something like that. Because, like, I mean, she's an abuse victim. She's an abuse victim, and she's written like an abuse victim. And, you know, arguably, she's written well as an abuse victim. It's a fairly realistic interpretation of how an abuse victim will often blame herself for her abuser's actions, how they will justify, you know, what they do and explain away their behavior as rational, and, you know, wish for things to go back to the way it was before, and therefore they stick around. Like, all of that stuff is accurate, and how a lot of abusive relationships actually pan out. I'm speaking from, you know, experience. But sorry, sorry about that. But you can't have that writing be kind of genuine and then like basically not have a single character react to it. Like, either the NPCs have to properly react to it, which they're not. Whoa, okay. Or we have to, as the player, be allowed to react to it to, you know, contrast the fact that the NPCs don't. But we don't, because we're the least active main character ever when it comes to, like, saying and doing stuff on our own accord. We have zero agency. And I think that's a shame, because as a result, Sheena's writing just becomes, you know, fuel for Get Them Halt's backstory and ultimately Sheena's sister's story. And I don't know. Like, I don't fully remember everything they do about it, so maybe there is more to it that actually is done well in the end. But, yeah. I remember being disappointed in that even back in 2012, 2013. Because, you know, as I said, I'm someone with experience. Like, it's a, how do I put this? It's a touchy but important subject to me as someone who herself has been an abuse victim. And that wasn't even the case back then. But yeah. And yeah, mute main characters are definitely hit and miss. I feel like Final Fantasy XIV does a really good job with it, because while we cannot affect the storyline in Final Fantasy XIV, they have done a really good job of offering the player a lot of dialogue options and choices that do like minor changes, which just helps give you that bit of personality and feeling that you actually have some agency. You can object a lot of times when you don't like something. You can comment on something that you find like wrong, or point out something you think is good and stuff like that. But here you can't really do
もっ
that.
と私を見てほしかった。私だってできると見てほしかった。姉さんに並ぶと思ってほしかった。そう。私は姉さんになりたかった。ジッテムハルト様が笑い。
And this shows another flaw in PSO2's writing.
変わりたかった。
Sheena's entire character is ultimately tied to Gettemholt and, to a degree, her sister, but mainly Gettemholt. And this reveal that she wanted to be in the same position as her sister, and something happened. Her sister has been gone for 10 years, and that's what Gettemholt is the way it is. It's the way he is, etc., etc. It's all happening in a very retroactive way. So you have a character who really doesn't have her own agency, who's tied to a male character, and and when we get the ultimate reveal for why she is the way she is, it's about another character that we don't know. We haven't heard about. She hasn't mentioned her sister until this entire bit. Like, if we had heard like early on, you could have had like a mention, like Zeno could have mentioned like Gettemholt and Sheena haven't been the same since Sheena's sister died. Just something like that, and you would have at least like you would have sown the seed that there's something that was going on here. But instead, you have a character who is essentially without any actual character up until the point where all the reveals happen, and they only tie her back to other characters. And it's a shame. It's a shame. Manpain, as I explained, is essentially when a narrative takes the focus of how horrible it is for this man that something happened, even though most likely something far worse happened to a female character. In this case, what happened to Sheena's sister, we haven't gotten to actually what happened yet, is what's used to justify why Gettemholt is now abusive and angry and violent and wants revenge and dark falls and unleashes the evil power and everything. And that's used to justify and explain this, like, oh, he's in so much pain because he lost Sheena's sister, you know? I mean, Sheena also lost her sister, but she's not going around fucking punching people and unleashing evil power, except for when Gettemholt forces her to. And it sucks because the game wants you to feel bad for Gettemholt. The game wants you to be like, oh man, it really sucks for him that this girl died. Even though we should feel bad for Sheena and the girl that maybe died. I realized I said died earlier, but we haven't actually gotten to what happened. And it sucks. It just sucks, especially when Sheena is written as an abuse victim. And it's a very common problem in writing male and female relationships in narratives, where like even stuff that I consider to be well written has this issue, like Phantasy 14. One character, I guess I shouldn't get into spoilers, but there's a character among the like main party, the Science of the Seventh Dawn, that the player interacts with, and a huge portion of his like development throughout the expansion pack is related to the fact that he is really, really upset and angry with himself over what happens to a female character. And that shapes his character development for multiple expansions. And while it's ultimately good character development, whenever it focuses more on like how bad it is for him, while ignoring like everything else going on, it feels yucky. Okay, we're gonna get to what happened now. I mean, it's not hard to figure out, but
誰もが慰めの言葉をくれました。仕方がないと言ってくれました。でも私は知っている。私とゲッテムハルト様は知っている。それは決して仕方がないなんてことはないということを。ゲッテムハルト様は壊れてしまった。ゲッテムハルト様を
like look at
壊
this,
してしまった。
look at this, and I know like she's fighting with her own psyche and she's telling her the things that she shouldn't be thinking, but even so, the framing, everything, the way it's written, it's all focusing on his pain, how bad it was for him.
だから私はそばには立てない。あの人の隣に立ってはならない。すべては罰なんです。欲張った私に対する罰。ゲッテムハルト様は復讐に駆られ、二度と私に笑ってくれなくなって、やがて私を私ではなくシーナと